Hello and welcome back. It was a very quick break, but I'm here with Heponwana's gonna do two runs for us. So we're gonna start here with Below the Ocean. So take it away.
All right. Hey, I'm Heponwana. You might have saw me Friday night my time, Saturday morning for most of the world doing some gibbon. Going to do another chill game. Love doing games that you could kind of chill out to. This is Below the Ocean. It is a small indie game, kind of one bit inspired. This is not an official category. This is kind of a showcase of all of the 100% categories. So, game is split into 4 chapters. We're going to go through all 4 of them, collect every gem in every chapter, which requires going a little out of the way. We might die a little bit. If you saw my gibbon run, you know I love to push myself, have a reason to donate some extra money. In this case, I am going to donate $2 for every time I die during this run. Some deaths are intentional. There is some death abuse, checkpoint abuse. So there might be more deaths than, just 1 or 2 during this run. If anyone wants to join me, I really encourage you. If you're able to, it's a good way to get a little extra money because we're getting near that $2,500 goal. Let's, go ahead and smash it. So we'll get started in just a sec. I will die quite a bit, and it'll be $2 per death after my runs are done. So time will start as soon as I hit speedrun mode right here, and I'll explain the game a little bit as we start going. So time begins in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Below the Ocean. It is very one-bit style. There are only 3 colors, black, white, and blue. We're this little diver guy who could wall climb. We could pretty much go under the water, and we are grabbing these gems. These gems, there are a different amount on every chapter. There's 8 in this chapter. And so we are trying to avoid spikes and things that'll kill us. Also, we can use our tether that is attached to the air tank as a tool or a hindrance. So as a tool, we use it as a bungee right there to try and swing upwards. Or right here, we're going to take advantage of our tether being only so long to fling up here without getting it snagged on that rock. We wouldn't have been able to clear that. Also, our tether, though, can be a hindrance at times. It could get tangled, but also it has physics to it. It's very light physics, but there is just a little bit of physics to the tether, and because of that, every once in a while my movements will go slightly off from where I'm trying to get my guy to go, because my tether might pull on me a little. Other fun thing is this game has coyote jumps, but while falling off of a wall. You might have noticed right back there, I was falling off that wall and I jumped after I fully fell below it. Coyote jumps on walls is a really cool thing you won't find on many games. If you don't know coyote jumps, typically games will have a couple frames you could run off of a ledge and then jump still after you have fully walked off a ledge. It's usually done to make a game feel more natural. And in this game, you could do it while falling sideways and doing wall coyote jumps. So I have grabbed these bubbles. These bubbles will let me have an extra jump, which is cool. It'll also let me float in these little jet streams. So we are going to use these bubbles to go where we need to go and to get our gems. Here we want to be very careful not to hit those spikes on the way up. Fun thing is you can press down at any time to speed your descent, assuming you're not caught in a jet stream like this. So we will occasionally be able to fall extra fast and take advantage of things. We will sometimes try to avoid falling extra fast. We're about to have some death abuse, checkpoint abuse coming up. I am running my mouth because this game is a lot of fun and I love talking about it, but I do want to highlight the music in this game. Low death abuse, so we don't need to detangle our tether. But I love the music in this game. It feels like what you should be hearing while you're doing a deep dive under the ocean in a tranquil world. another death abuse, because untangling our tether is a lot of work, and I have no interest in detangling. I'd rather just spend a couple extra dollars for a good cause, and that way, spending a couple extra dollars saves some time and all is good. We're about to have another death abuse. We do quite a few of them to detangle our tether in a hurry. So 3 deaths so far, $6. It's all good. It's for a good cause. If you're able and joining me along at home, maybe you're going to donate like 10 cents per death or something like that and bring in like a few extra dollars during this run. That'd be fantastic. Sometimes there are air canisters like up there that we are not going to use. We don't always need to use every one we come across. So any of these devices, as you could probably see by charging them up with the yellow tiles, you could create a little electricity. And here we are done with chapter 1. So that in its own is a whole category. That's chapter 1, 100%, but we're doing all of the chapters because that was not enough time to spend below the ocean. I'm going right down real quick that there were 4 deaths because it will not track them otherwise. And then we go into chapter 2. Chapter 2, very similar, but there's new music and there's going to be some new items, like those air bubbles that before would let me jump big or jump a second time. We're done with them. We're going to see new air bubbles, new ones that could do new things. We're going to do more things involving using our tether. Fun fact, if you want to try this game out, you can find on itch.io. By the way, bop the turtle for a speed boost. Luckily that turtle is perfectly fine. It just in its shell confused why we bopped it. But if you want to try this game out, there's a demo of it on itch.io where you can play in your browser the first chapter. And then also games available on Steam. We were actually discussing during setup how much it cost if anyone's interested in playing it. It's $5.99 US and really worth it. It's a fun little game. We're keeping this air bubble so we could take this shortcut here and not deal with those crabs. Because as you could probably guess, those crabs are going to be very crabby if I touch them. They're going to kill me. I don't want that. You don't want that. So we will avoid getting crabbed to death. And here we are going to have more crabs to deal with. Jump over that one. You have 2 different routes you could take in this area depending on what the crab cycle is. Some collectibles are very well hidden. You might saw a little twinkle at the top of the screen. Well, up there was a hidden gem. We had to work rather hard to find that one. This game, playing it casually, trying to get 100% without a guide is a lot of fun because, that was a unintentional death. I was trying to get through. Speedrun strats is to get through that in a hurry, not necessarily marathon safe strat, but don't worry, we'll stay on our estimate quite comfortably, assuming things go well elsewhere. Use these turtles as a few little boppable platforms. And then over here, a little hole in the wall. Every one of these secrets is telegraphed one way or another. If it looks like you could go somewhere, odds are there's something cool down there that you should explore. Or over there, not always down, but here we are going to fight the tether a little. If you couldn't see, I was moving a little bit wonky in the air, and that was because my tether had a little bit of jiggle to it. So new type of air bubble. Here's where we see the new ones. They're a lot of fun. These blue ones are like a little jet booster. We'll fall down here, bop that turtle. If we were to die and had to respawn, that turtle cycle would be off, and we would lose about 5 seconds waiting for the turtle to get back in position. So it's always good to know what the cycles are. We're actually going to do a death abuse later on because of trying to get our cycles a little quicker, trying to do a fast cycle. So there's going to be deaths aplenty in this run. By using our speed boost of that bubble, we were able to stretch our tether just a smidge further than it should have gone, which is how we were able to get that air bottle on the side. Here we are going to try and do a very unsafe for marathon, but speed. Oh boy, I probably just bopped myself. Ran out of air, barely there. That was not an intended death. I will take the safer strat now. Ideally, if you do things perfectly, you can get this without hitting any air bubbles along the way or air bottles, but you will be literally ticking down to 0 as you hit the fresh air to breathe. So these little air bubbles, anytime you go through them, you will get your air back, so you don't need to worry about dying. Here we are just going to take advantage of all these blue bubbles and just blast through here. Another very hidden gem. We will go to the left, hope the crab is there. This crab is twinkly. Twinkly means it has a gem. We're going to need to remember twinkle is gem later on, because in chapter 4, there's going to be enemies that have gems in them. So if we are electrified, we can kill enemies with that, and that is how we open that gate there. Important thing though is if you're electrified and on your tether, it takes a short bit for the electricity to get back to where you are. And if you try and kill too many people in a row, you might not have enough to get fully. You might not have the charge restored in time to kill the baddie, and the baddie will kill you. This game has a lot of like really cool little subtle touches to it. So we've got one more gem to get in this area, and it is way out of the way, so we're just going to go up here, and we have a little mini game. There's a crab over on the side. Let's see if these guys will behave for me. Come on. So if you get all those crabs in that cage, it lights up and opens up the gem. Very well hidden. Now we're going to go without a tether for a short bit. Do a blind fling. You don't want to go too far here, or you're going to hit some spikes, so we pull it short. Those clear textured walls, you cannot climb, you cannot wall jump, so we're going to be very mindful of those. Here we are going to try a very precise trick to go under that. If we grabbed that air bottle, we would have had to break our tether again by slingshotting, and if we did that, we would have lost some time. Definitely don't want to lose time. Here we are going up to try and bop all these fish on the way down. Avoid grabbing that air bottle, otherwise we have to break free again. And we are about done with chapter 2. After we finish these crabs, down we go. We fall below the ocean into air below the ocean. And we are done with chapter 2. We will now add to our 4 deaths from chapter 1 and bring in another 2 deaths. So for those following at home, I owe right now $12 for those 6 deaths. I'm sure we're going to find more. This stage starts off with that unique idea, first introduced by Metroid on the NES, of going left to start. Instead of going right, we're going to go left. Now we head on down, grab this gem. This area is going to be about operating machines by collecting these little pips or bips or bits or whatever you want to call them. We'll ignore
the donation if you have the time for it.
Yes, go ahead.
So we got $20 from the runner that did the run just before. Viper just wanted to say big thanks for having me, and let's hit that 2.5k. Thank you, Viper, for that.
Excellent. Always happy to hear more donations coming in. Here we have a new ability. Anytime we grab these kind of glass bottle looking containers, they will give us air but turn us upside down, and if we press up it will build our speed so we could smash through things, including these. Ooh, not quite what I meant to do. So if we smash some blocks like these here, those are entirely unintentional. This game you will play, if you're speedrunning, you're going to bounce between using the D-pad and the analog stick for best control. And unfortunately, analog stick can get a little slippery. That's what led to those additional $4 worth of deaths that I brought in. And we're just going to keep using this glass bottle type of setup. And the glass bottle will let us break through blocks. We're going to have another actual intended death coming up in the next room because we're going to get really tangled up right here. I mean, we're going to get way too tangled for our own good. Hit that, and I don't want to get untangled, so $2 into the charity fund, because why not? And here we use our tether to hold down some switches for us. Same idea in this room, except using the bottle that lets us float around to activate all of those. Another one, a little bit more tricky. It's kind of fun playing this game casually first time, discovering how these switches work. Solution for the puzzles. I'll also say, if for some reason I miss a gem, there are a couple gems that we can get soft locked out of. If I do miss a gem, I'm just going to donate $10 for any gems I miss, because we do not want to miss any of those. So here we fall on down, and we're going to take the unsafe route. Safe route is we hit that air bubble right over there. Unsafe route, we just keep going as quick as we can because we're in a hurry. We need to get through this area as quick as we can. New devices, they shoot us, and if we hit that one, it'll break our tether. So once again, we're without air. We'll go over here, grab another one of these pips, and then fling on over. And unfortunately, I should have hit that little bouncy pad on the ground instead of just jumping in that airstream. It would have saved us a touch of time. Grab this air bubble. Don't let it go at all. These walls down here are shiny, so we would not be able to grab them. And without that air, we'd grab that gem and not be able to get out from that area. Another new device, a new friend. So this is the room where I want to reset the cycle. Otherwise, we would be losing just a little bit of time waiting for that jellyfish that I jumped over, and I'd rather spend $2, save a little time. You know, it's well worth it. All right, these guys are our friends, these claws, but they can also be our enemies if they fling us into these jellyfish. Avoid the bounce pad, because don't want to hit those spikes on the ceiling. We're just going to go through a nice little maze of an area. Fall down here, jump across, and get through as quick as possible. This game, speedrunning is somewhat chill. Playing it casually is super chill, and just so much fun being able to show off this game, because I really do think this is a game more people need to know about. More people need to be playing this. It is just a lot of fun. All right, can we fling up? We hit that, we break our tether. Let's try to avoid, I wanted to avoid that claw and just fall to this air bottle down here, but unfortunately, that claw had other ideas for me. So here we are going to have a very dangerous ascent. You might have saw there's a gem way up there. Well, to get it, we are going to have to go without air for a little bit. Going without air, it's not a good, safe idea, but we make it through, no problem. Yeah, this game, I highly recommend. I am not going to make that. We'll try that again. We'll try the dangerous route one more time. All right, I'm going to take the safety route this time. I was just getting a little too carried away for my own good. So those claws can only grab you if you're close enough, and well, I was having the problem of falling a little below where that claw could actually reach. Nice little blast through type of room. And I'm going to bring in a couple more dollars coming right up, because I'm going to take some intentional deaths to save some time right here. So we will start with blasting right through there. Grab this intentional death because it's quicker to respawn and get back over here. We are going to do that one more time because once again it's quicker just going right back here. Smash through that. Grab this last pip. And then we need to get that gem. In order to get it, whoa, okay, not good, not good. All right, that was not intended. That was me just getting slightly away from where I wanted to be, but the good news, we opened that gate, so we can now get this gem nice and easy. Easy as pie, and we just keep going through. To get this gem, we need to hook up to an air bottle, so typically you cannot get a gem until you hook up to an air bottle again, or you reach a new room. So, by the way, one more intended death is coming up in this stage because we are going to be all sorts of tangled. And like I said, we don't want to be tangled. Tangled is slow. And this stage, unlike the others, we will not run off to the right to get our treasure. It's right there. So here we go. We are now going into the final chapter. As soon as we record how many deaths I had in that stage. 10. Ooh, that was a spicy chapter 3, but well worth it. All right, so final stage. Time will be after we grab the treasure here. We could once again go left, but there's nothing to the left that time. Now we have a new device, high-speed bubbles. And we're going to use those to pull our tether and stretch our tether far longer than it should go, like that right there. Our tether was not long enough to reach. Also, keep in mind, anytime you have what I call the shine spark, anytime you're glowing, you are invincible. So we, at least to enemies. So we can go through and just bop those guys. And when you have this shine spark, anytime, oh, tether, you're not playing nice. Anytime you have the shine spark, if you hit an enemy, avoid that air bubble because it will make you fall. Stretch to get that. Anytime you have the shine spark, if you hit an enemy, you keep it. It refreshes. So we are gonna use that to our advantage to get some areas that are hard to get. This room, if you play it without going for 100%, this room is lightning fast. But we're going for 100, so we are going out of our way here to grab not just one gem, but 2 gems. Oh, and actually we want to retether here. There's our really hidden gem. You really go out of your way doing this 100% style. We'll just swing up through him, stretch our tether once again with the shine spark, fall down here, stretch again because our tether is not long enough to reach all of those. So these spikes, these move on their own. They can also be killed, which is good because notice the one on the left wall is twinkling. And like I said, twinkling means we have a gem in it. We need to keep our shine spark. If we die right now, we will soft lock out from getting 100% because we need the shine spark to boost through one of those spikes and then boost again. This here I call the Indiana Jones room. You're just running through pretty much as the temple collapses all around you. If you stop moving, you are going to die. Another new mechanic, such a shame, so many new mechanics as you enter Chapter 4, and you just wish there was another chapter, because this game is just incredibly fun. We will drag 2 of these by pulling the back one. If you are connected to one of those, it works as an air supply, so later on that will be important. Ooh, I was hoping if you pull it just right, you will barely have a pixel of room to jump across without having reposition it. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I pulled it too far or if maybe my tether was misbehaving just a little bit. So we will grab this here, use the electricity there, and right now we are immune to any of these baddies because we're shining, so we don't need to worry about them any.
We also had another donation if now is a good time.
Yeah, go for it.
So $10 came in from Rain84 saying, "Great run as always from Heponwana. Always a pleasure having you here at FTLG." And I do agree.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for donating, because we want to keep donations coming in. Like I said at the beginning, I know we're going to see 2,500 smashed. The sooner, the better. So we will take an intentional death here, because getting that gem and activating the door would not leave us enough air to get back down. And we will just go ahead and destroy some of these targets extra, because it gives us a little bit of a speed boost. Anytime you use these blue twirly bubbles, you definitely get a nice speed boost. Stretch our tether, grab that, otherwise normally we couldn't. This room is one where your tether can be very problematic. It behaved this time. I've had it pull me down into that big air bubble and cost me considerable time. So we will fall down here, grab this shiny energy or air tank, and here we will see one of those big movable blocks as a air supply, because we're hooked up, we're tethered, we're good. We'll pull it into this position, detether, so we could grab that blue shiny propeller bubble, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why that air tank is electrified, but it is. And here comes the other Indiana Jones room, as I like to call it. This time it's falling down while avoiding all of these spike traps that are just flinging at you. The door will open when one of those 2 pops. And then here we need to once again get rid of all of these guys, get rid of that bubble, and this is the last gem. Unfortunately, I won't be donating $10 for missing a gem on this run, but that's all well and good. Still going to bring in some good money from dying a few extra times where I did not want to. And then we are now approaching near the end. There's not much left, so I'll make sure to get another death in there, a couple dollars more. This room, your tether will pull you a little bit when you really don't want it to, so we need to be mindful that the tether has a mind of its own. It's not quite RNG, since it is based off of programming and physics and all of that. There's no RNG element to the tether, but it feels that way. So time is coming up in just a couple seconds, so get ready. Once we fade back in and you see my character fully emerge, so about 3, 2, 1, time. So that there is below the ocean. By the way, that would be, 3 more deaths? 2 more deaths. So if you were playing along at home with me, that's 18 deaths total. So I'll be donating after my runs, $36 for those. If anyone is able to donate and feels like joining in, matching, or just a few bucks, maybe $3.60, maybe 20 cents per, that would be fantastic. But this was Below the Ocean. I'm really happy to show off this really cool chill game.
That was a great run, man, with some fancy music in it as well. Beautiful. So we will be you will be back here doing another run for us just in a minute. Is it Love Tree?
Love 3, category Love 3 100%, and it's a bit less chill, but equally as awesome to watch.
Right. So we will be back with that in just a second. Thank you for the run, Happen.
Thank you.